probably Mirage, Cobblestone, or Inferno.
Inferno. So, which team do you reckon Tainted Minds, if they're going to cause this massive upset, if they're going to beat the Chinese squad, which map is it going to have to be on, do you reckon?
So if Tainted Minds are to cause an upset here, they'd be really looking at to take Mirage. That's their most comfortable maps, where they've had 100% win victory in the last 3 months on. They played 25 maps in the last 3 months, which isn't an excessive amount, but this is official maps I'm talking about. And they've had 6 wins across the board.
Thing is as well, you mentioned Mirage. We saw yesterday all of the Australian teams loving that map. Maybe it's just the fact it's a hot climate and that's what they're used to. Maybe they feel more comfortable playing in that one. I'm not quite too sure, but we saw Renegades have an incredible performance versus Kings on Mirage at 16-2. And of course, Kings yesterday picking Mirage versus MVP. So in terms of if Mirage is played out, there is potential. Then again, you know, Asian teams are notoriously good on Mirage as well. We saw that from MVP. Even though it wasn't their map pick, they were still so comfortable on that one, taking that versus Kings. So for Tainted Minds, obviously, they want to show they can still put up a performance here. And at least, even if they don't take the map versus TyLoo, put up a good performance.
So you just said this, Nods. You reckon that TyLoo could be good on Mirage. Straight away, Tainted Minds came in with the ban for it. We expect TyLoo to ban Nuke. Overpass makes sense as well.
Yep.
Then Tainted Minds go for Cash
Cash
and Inferno.
is understandable.
I told you, they wanted Inferno out of it. And then we get Cobble to end with. So a good choice here. This is not an even map across both fields, because Cobblestone, I feel, would probably favour TyLoo at this stage.
Definitely. If you remember as well, cast your mind back to what, roughly a year and a half ago, back when Kusta and Simpro and Liquid, they actually lost to TyLoo on this map, Cobblestone. And one of the reasons is TyLoo brought a new game style, a new meta to Cobblestone on their CT side towards that B bomb site. Usually what we're seeing in the current meta in the European region is teams play very aggressive towards B platform. They try to take control of that for information plays. Obviously, if you get your AWP on B platform, you take control of B platform, you can rotate an extra player towards the A side, you can play double towards drop. Instead, TyLoo played towards Rock, they played towards Pizza, and inside Electric, they played so passive towards B. They played retake every single time, and these teams simply weren't ready for it.
And do you know what I love about this 2 teams coming up against each other is Ferg, he's the coach of Tainted Minds. He's a veteran in the 1.6 scene. He used to play in AAA, which is a very famous French lineup where he used to live. He's got incredible amounts of experience. And then on the other hand, for TyLoo, you've got Peacemaker, who's led the way for Tempo Storm during their wires, then went on to Liquid, Misfits.
ESL
this guy
finals,
is a huge coach. And this is very interesting in how these 2 teams are going to play it out.
4 players towards A long here from Tainted Minds already, showing some aggression. They can obviously go back, try so presence towards A, force rotation, try and run back towards B. Let's see if they still commit though.
Yeah, this is a very fast round coming out from Tainted Minds. They're going straight for it. DD trying to hold up strong, but he ends up biting the dust. Yam coming up incredibly strong there with the Glock, picks up the USP and picks up a 3rd kill as well. Only BNZ and somebody remain, and TyLoo on the pistol round. They have been completely shut out of it here.
5 versus 2. This A site is notoriously difficult to retake, especially when you can see how far pushed in these T's are with their afterplants. And eventually Yam will get the 4K. Can he go for the ace here? I don't think so. Because right now APOC is being challenged. Somebody will eventually take him down, but is Yam going to push here and try and get this HLTV highlight potentially?
Yeah, this could be the first ace we've seen of him, right? And well, not going to happen because somebody says, no, you don't. Don't even try it. Don't even come my way because I'm just going to smack you down. Somebody here does finally hit the dust, but a 1st round pickup for Tainted Minds and done in a very convincing fashion.
If you remember as well, when Yam was taken out of the Renegades lineup, people always said he can have the potential to be a star player. The problem was there wasn't enough space potentially on the likes of Renegades. Of course, you had AZR, you had JKS filling those important, impactful roles. So now he's on this new squad. I say new squad, newer squad. Can he find the space required to really show and depict his skill? Nevertheless, though, round number 2, Tainted Minds with a fast A play will eventually swarm TyLoo and claim the 1st round. It's going to be 5 CZs here from the Chinese. I say Chinese. Chinese, Russian, Ukraine, Singaporean team. As they will be going for the 5 CZ force buy.
And this is the thing here with Tainted Minds. They've got to be careful because TyLoo will be so deadly. We just said about it yesterday, but a lot of the Asian teams don't end up winning the forced pistols that we so often see in Europe. But TyLoo, they play that more European style. And I was talking to Peacemaker yesterday, he said this is what he's trying to kind of embed in them.
Yeah, already you can see them stacking 4 players towards A long. One of the things we saw from the Asian teams was they're so scattered and spread out across the maps, especially on these force buys. You have to be close knitted together. You have to try to get the trade kills and try and force these AKs and SMGs towards yourself.
Oh, he's being pushed out of position there. The Molly done a lot of damage to Bondic, has to move around. Captain Mo Tries to come in there with a CZ as Bondic falls. The sound stairs at the moment, 2 of them pushing, but this could be really dangerous. Damage is being done. DD's found 2, Captain Mo with another as well. And now we're in a 3 versus 2, and somebody has an AK to work with. B.O.O.T doesn't spot it out either, and this is not looking good for Tainted Minds.
Chutch now in the 1 versus 3. Somebody trying to peer through that smoke, find the body of Chutch. But let's see who wins this first duel. These players have Kevlar.
He's literally looking at him. He can't see it just yet. Waits for that smoke to go, but somebody, he's got the read, he's got the intelligence, and TyLoo will pick up that force pistol round, and that is exactly the start they wanted, and that would be crushing for Tainted Minds now.
Exactly. If you're a team like Tainted Minds, when you are the underdog, you have to get these first pistols, these early rounds. A team like TyLoo, yes, they may be a slow burner in some regards, but if they have this lead, maybe if it's 6-1, 7-1 up, they're not likely to throw it down the pan. Anyway, though, round number 3, 1-1 being the scorelines. We're going to be seeing the counter force come out from Tainted Minds. Yam and Offnu staying above $1,100 through. If one of those players wanted to wield the AWP, they can do. Of course, you need 1.1k to be able to afford the AWP in the following 2 rounds. Nevertheless, though, these weapons have been retrieved off of the corpses from Tainted Minds in the last round from TyLoo, which means their money is even better than it was before.
Yeah, you saw DD there, he was pushing up long A. He heard a little bit of the footsteps come from Tainted Minds, falls back, and he doesn't want to get caught off guard, especially with having that AK-47 up close. And they really want Bondic and Captain Mo here to do a lot of damage, rack up the money for him, build this bank, especially for the CT side, and really give them the key advantage they need.
4 Deagles from Tainted Minds. You can see the bombs dropped outside pop. Outside pop? My goodness, we're casting to a strain. Outside drop. They're giving time and they're giving space for these Deagles to try and work themselves around the map. See if anyone on the side of Tainted Minds can find a nice 1 Deag. And from there, can they open up the round, open up space, and cause an upset into this one?
I'm going to give you that one as well, Snods, because they could pop into drop.
Hey, there you go, mate.
There we go, there we go. And DD's going to start off strong. Anyway, backed up by Captain Mo. Now the Deagles are there, but they're unable to get a kill just yet. Completely blinded down. Somebody's picking them apart as well. Only Offnu and Chutch remain. Offnu goes down. Finally, the UMP does pick up a kill, but it's only going to manage to get him 1. As Chutch is trying to defend all alone. But he's got to be careful because they're starting to swarm him now. There's not too much hope for him.
Once again, Chutch now in the 1 versus X. We'll get 1. Bondic will eventually go down. DD is low HP as well, so 1 shot to the chest would have taken him down, but instead TyLoo win versus the force buy from Tainted Minds. This should signal an eco round for the side of the Australians. And with that, this should be a round for TyLoo to finally establish some money. You can see the players have around 1,000, 2,000 across the board if they can have 4 or 5 stay alive, save themselves having to drop and reinvest into Kevlar utility, build up around $5,000 in the bank, and then that way, even if they lose the first gun round, James, they can still reinvest into the next round.
And one person we haven't touched on yet is B.O.O.T from Indonesia. He's an incredible player, but he hasn't got a kill just yet. He hasn't had time to shine, but this is a guy that you've got to watch out for. One of the highest rated players in Asia. Yeah,
I mean, basically regarded as the star player from Asia. To show how good his skill actually was, TyLoo were willing to sacrifice the language barrier, bring in a Singaporean player because his talent was so high.
Indonesian.
Indonesian?
Yeah, Indonesian.
I was told Singapore.
Oh, Indonesian.
I've been lied to, mate. My goodness. Hashtag no new friends.
And Captain Mo here, he's surely going to be starting to push around to try and find these Tainted Minds players. See if he can get a little advantage here, peek in, and just rack up the kills, rack up the money for his team.
Yeah. Right now, no Deagles, just PT-50s here. They do have 2 flashbangs, so if they can get close towards the B platform. But to be honest with you, I don't think B.O.O.T's going to let them get close.
Start from there, gets the first kill. They're going to rush round him. He is blinded out, and he will get taken out. Bondic's there, though, to back him up, and he sprays him down with somebody to the side. A clean round for TyLoo, only B.O.O.T dropping. But they didn't really get the SMG in use there to rack up the money.
Nevertheless, though, Captain Mo has the MP9 in his arsenal. He's going to keep that one into play, and actually, no, just going to disregard that and buy up the AWP. So, a very, very strong buy from TyLoo, but the money isn't really too sound. 3 players with roughly 3,000, so they can buy if the round does go south for the side of the Chinese. Or for Captain Mo, what's his spawn looking like? Can he go for an aggressive pick towards B? Can he go for a long pick, or is he going to play nice and passive, potentially towards connector, hold for the mid push, play towards statue, towards chicken coop, play passive, hold towards platform? Let's see what style of play he's going to be bringing to this one.
Now, Snods, I've got to ask you this. Yam had the money to buy at least a Kevlar, not the head armor, but he went for the utility as well. Is that the right decision in this situation?
Really depends. Obviously, he could be knowing that he's going to be taking the duel versus Captain Mo. At that point, having Kevlar versus an AWP makes zero difference. Also, having the flash means they might be trying to go for an execution. Molotov comes out to try to flush out the corner towards A long. Double Molotov actually used. And actually, no, that was one of the CT players. So Tainted Minds still have some utility, but right now, bodies are the biggest issue as this goes to a 4 versus 4.
Yeah, BNTET's found one. A.P.O.T still trying to push his way in. Captain Mo isn't hitting the shots yet because Tainted Minds using the flashes really well.
Yeah, that's Yam's flash. So you can see he's trying to duel Captain Mo towards A long. He's mollied up the corner so he can peek over the Molotov and try to have that advantage. He's now flashed towards A long to try and peek into a blind Captain Mo, but instead the first kill has not been given away.
But this is really good from Captain Mo because he's not overextending. He's falling back after he's taking them shots. He's not looking to just come out there and say, look, I'm going to win 1-1 on you. I'm only going to win when I want to take that chance and you're not going to force me to do it.
A.P.O.T close range will win the duel versus Bondik. He's going to give the Australian side the advantage into this one. He knows where the other player is as well. That's BNTET. Let's see if the peak will go in his way as well, but eventually will be taken down. 3 versus 3, but BNTET is low.
Now, A.P.O.T made a bad decision there. He tried to continue to push through. His team weren't ready to back him up. No trade available. BNTET standing strong. DD's in the wings as well, and he's not going to miss that shot. Checks onto Dropper. They're both there backing it up. Captain Mo's found one as well. Zuzi's all alone. He has found 2 kills, though. 1 versus 1 between DD. Can he clutch this out? Can he manage to hold on to it? DD's looking around. He can hear the footsteps. He knows what's going on, and he turns around, frantically spraying. Does find the kill, and nicely done. TyLoo pick it up by the skin of their teeth, and hopefully he was able to grab that AWP as well from his fallen teammate.
Zuzi there only had 3 seconds left. He couldn't go for the bomb plant, couldn't try and fake it out. He had to push and try and win that 1 versus 1, but eventually DD would have claimed his head. 4-1, and that's a crucial round for TyLoo to win as well, because they're going to force Tainted Mind onto a low buy. Then again, Tainted Minds have lost 4 rounds on the trot, so they will have the maximum round loss bonus, which should telegraph the fact that they can go for Kevlar, CZ, smoke flashbang, try and maybe go for a B executions with the CZ, try getting close and work that close quarters magic.
You can see that Peacemaker was shaking his head. There's obviously some communication things on how things are going to be played here. And I like this because they're ahead, yeah, but they're still obviously not happy with how things are going to allow that round to get into that situation.
Oh, it's a tactical timeout as well.
Yeah, so they want to change it up. Everything needs to be sorted out here. He's obviously taking in too much information.
So
and that would be super tilting. We're back, we're ready. No, we're not, lads.
Exactly.
Game over.
Just teasing us, showing us a bit of leg, but not delivering.
I love that, showing us a bit of leg. It's like, oh, we're there. No, you're not going to get it, though.
No. Anyway, this is PG-13.
Round number 6. Has that happened many times to you?
What can I say, mate? What can I say? Still waiting for Captain Mo to get his issues sorted. Now we're saying ready again. So, fingers crossed for a 3rd time. 3rd time lucky, 3rd time's the charm. We'll be going live.
Just hope they thoroughly tested it this time around.
So, unpause is being called for. Let's take a look. And there we have it. We are going live back into the game. We hope, fingers crossed, we'll be going live with this one. So, just go over the buys real quick. UMP for BNTET. 3 rifles in the open to Captain Mo. And then for the Tainted Minds, it's going to be 4 sets of PT50s and a CZ. Kevlar on 3 players, but utility on 2 of them.
Where do you think they're going to go with this, though? B or A?
I was going to say B, but the fact that there's 4 players running towards the A site, James, I'm actually going to be taking my answer back before I get it wrong and actually giving the correct prediction saying they're going A, mate.
Yeah, this is, see, for me, I would have preferred the B push as well. I'm with you on that. It would have made more sense. Captain Mo, though, we spoke about this literally during the break. He's gone to underpass. He's there looking for it. Falls back all the way to connector, and he's waiting out now.
So
come through for the pistols. This could be dangerous.
Yeah, they can smoke out mid. And then from there, try getting close towards middle. DD is actually being baited for by Captain Mo. As soon as Captain Mo shoots his up, they're not going to expect a close-range AK.
They're spraying him down, but only finds one. Zuzi straight on top of it. Strangely enough, Captain Mo just gave up his position, got pushed back there, and he's managing to get one now. It's Yam that he finds. He's getting up close. He's backed up by Bondik, and this is really nice. The teamwork coming into play. They've kept 3 alive as well as BNTET finds one with the ump. Solid round from TyLoo.
1-5. No. Oh, sorry. 2 kills being dished out by the Australian side, but not 3. And it's actually really important you get 3 kills instead of 2, right? When you think about how saves work and how drops work, if 2 players survive, they can only drop 2 guns, right? So that means only 4 players have weaponry. 1 player has to go onto a full reinvestment. and that could be a UMP, that could be a FAMAS. If you have 3 players alive, suddenly you're available to drop 3 other players, so you can drop the other 2, and you're sorted, basically. That's one of the big things, right? When you see some teams go for exit kills, when you see some teams go for hunts on trying to deny players saving, it really comes down to that 3 versus 2 split, how much of a difference it really has in the money.
And now we see the nice boost coming up from Yam. He's waiting from someone from TyLoo to go aggressive here. He knows that if someone peeks, he's going to be ready for it. He wants that early advantage. There's actually somebody and Tainted, the guys that might overextend a bit here. Flash goes over. They have an idea of where Yam could be. They spray him down, but Yam is able to find the frag. Chutch on one as well, and that's a beautiful start here for the Tainted Minds.
Bondic's still there here, though. Let's see what he can do. He does find one of it. Jen gets a second as well. Chutch was low, 2 versus 3, and suddenly this round gets ever so closer.
Yeah, quick change around there, but Bondic's eating a lot of damage. Now we see both TyLoo players rocking the AWPs as well. And you know why Bondic's done this? Low health, doesn't want to take the risk, want to see if he can keep him at bay. Coming with the powerful one-shots there. He's going to feel confident with it. Oh, nearly goes for a double there, but he will get traded out, taken down, unable to do anything. And now Captain Mo's got to make the decision. Do I go for it? Do I go for the clutch? Or do I try and save? He seems to be pushing forward still at the moment. He's looking to see if he can catch any of the T's off guard. The Molly's going to push him back a little bit. He eats a bit of damage and he instantly decides, I don't want to take this fight no more.
The issue at hand for TyLoo is if Captain Mo saves the AWP, can they still afford a full buy across the board? You can see Captain Mo has $500. He's going to get the 1.4k round loss bonus, so he can only drop over a UMP. It's not really going to be aiding the Chinese side too well.
And I'm thinking from just trying to remember what we saw their money at before, this is going to be a little bit difficult for the TyLoo side. It's definitely not going to be the buy they want going into this. While Tainted Minds will be very happy with this round. That play from Yams and Chutch was huge.
It was indeed, but were they served it on a platter? TyLoo going for the double face. The one flash comes out. The problem was, as soon as Yam wasn't blind, the repeat came up. He found that first kill, and his teammate there, Chuck, chimed in and got the second. That was a double entry towards the A site for the side of Tainted Minds. And look at the money right now for TyLoo. Usually, I'm going to say usually, generally, you should be taking quote-unquote risks when you have money to afford it, right? So you play your defaults, you play your standard rounds when you're on, your low money, you've got $500, $1,000 in the bank. When you have 6, 7k in your bank balance and you can afford to buy into the next round, that's when you usually see risks being taken, because even if it goes south, you can still buy. And look what's happened to TyLoo. They take the risk of going for the B-plat control, and it hasn't paid off. And look at the situation they're in, and now look at it again into this round as Yam finds the first, nearly the second as well, for a second time running.
That was crazy. He snuck in there to go and grab the weapon from Captain Mo. He wanted that all back. He does manage to take it, but he needs to be impactful here as APOC comes in. 2 swift kills, headshots, people getting domed all over the place. The B bomb site is secure. What does DD do from here? He sat in dropper, will find himself the first kill, grab himself an AK-47. Somebody's got the Mag 7 as well. And if I'm DD, I'm just going to go want to save it. Somebody's there. Maybe just try and back him up as well. Try and grab another weapon, take it from him. But sadly, they won't be able to take their walk back.
They will not indeed. It's going to go to round number 9, and it will be 3-2-5 as TyLoo go for the force spot, but it doesn't actually pay off. DD trying to salvage the AK into the next round. Somebody with a Mag 7 as well, but that's about it. Towards the A site, Zusi is hot on their tail and on their pursuit to try and deny them saving these weapons.
This is crazy as well, because Zuzi could come around nicely, and they're not looking towards his direction at all here. They're looking more towards Connector. The bomb will be blown up. The third round gets put on the board here for Tainted Minds, and that's going to be beautiful for somebody. Just works perfectly for him. Drops the Mag 7, gets the AK and the money.
$900 plus the AK in his arsenal. Thanks for coming, as they say. But then again, Tainted Minds won the round. And fair play for Zuzi trying to hunt those weapons. He knows that TyLoo's money is low, and you want to try whittle down and break the money as far as it can go. Then again, look at the buy from TyLoo. They saved 2 weapons. Those remaining players can drop over rifles, and even though they force into the last one with Kevlar, I believe it's only a half buy, which means they can still buy up into round number 9. It's going to be 4 rifles for themselves and an UMP onto somebody. Let's see if Tainted Minds expect a rifle buy.
APOC being the front man here once again, eats a bit of nade damage already. The flashes are coming up as well. Somebody up close with it. Tainted, they're able to spray him down. Yam trying to reply here, but the advantage is sat with TyLoo. Bondic's ready and waiting, avoiding the flames for now, but he jumps up at the wrong time, and Offnu's able to capitalize from it. DD trading it out straight away, but now all the pressure is up on Yam. He's got himself on M4 now. He's traded it out, but he can't get the plant, and it's not going to happen. And Captain Captain Mo will close it out. That was just too easy there in the end.
It was indeed. Thankfully, though, for Tainted Minds, they won 2 rounds in a row, so they can still buy up into round number 10. But as you mentioned there before, potentially too easy. A lack of flashbangs. You saw B.O.O.T and somebody, they were not blind. They were able just to run a mockery towards B platform and spray those Australians down before they could even get onto the site.
6-3, TyLoo got that lead now. Still don't have the economy though, so every round is really risky for him. Tainted Minds got the buy once again. Yam though running the AWP with no armor at all.
Risk once again. This time, not going to opt for the flashbang, going to go for the smoke grenade instead. Going to be going towards that B platform. Obviously, he knows that he's from a dual captain mode, but not only that, he's playing more of a passive style with the AWP. We see that APOC is the entry force for the side of Tainted Minds. Usually you might see an AWP go for the aggressive picks, but it seems more like Yam's going to be the utilitarian style of player and more of a supportive style AWP. So having that smoke he can molly out connector, having that smoke he can smoke out connector and molly out stairs to allow position for his front gunners to try and entry onto the aforementioned B-bomb site.
We see Yam. He was pushing up on platform. Apox found his way into Dropper. Somebody, though, he's holding back. He's allowing them to have this access. Chutch is there to back him up from up high. So if someone does push in, they'll be able to hold it down. B.O.O.T again. Very aggressive here, but he doesn't want to overpeak. Yam will be there waiting. He can hear the noise. He knows what's going on. B.O.O.T unable to find anything. And Tainted Minds just storm their way into this bomb site. Very little utility used as well. They just came in, took the aim jewels very comfortably, and we're just seeing a complete back and forth here between these two teams.
A distinct lack of resistance shown by TyLoo towards the B site. No trades. Usually does telegraph a weak setup towards B. And B.O.O.T playing alone towards stairs. What we saw last time was somebody playing towards the broken wall, and having B.O.O.T playing towards the default site, right? And suddenly you have a setup, you have 2 players holding the same angle, they can peek for each other, they can back each other up. When you have players playing individually, one towards stairs, one towards rock, holding angles that aren't actually helping and aiding their teammates, they just die one by one. There were no trades, which meant a lack of resistance shown towards B, and maybe, just maybe, Tainted Minds are going to keep going towards this B site as they might be spotting some weakness.
2 guns saved once again for TyLoo, but they're not going to have anything to work with. Their economy is really just touch and go every single round, like we said before. It's just a struggle for them. While Tainted Minds here, they're just coming back with full force.
4-6. AWP saved by Captain Mo. Bonding just the PT50, no Kevlar. Same goes for somebody, B.O.O.T. No Kevlar as well, so only the players that saved are the ones wielding armor. Let's see now, 1 minute 40 on the clock and a slow default going towards the A side from Tainted Minds. They expect to play versus weak weapons. Because they've gone B so many times, they expect the safe weapons to be towards the B side or towards drop. Captain Mo went for the boost towards drop, obviously not going to be met by any opposition. So they're going to be rendering these safe weapons useless unless DD rotates fast enough.
Yeah, Tainted Minds, they haven't really had to expend too much utility here. They're pushing in quite nicely.
I've just realised, James, he's actually in the same position he was versus the Eco. He's playing close towards middle. I thought it's towards the B side already. We'll get that first eventually. There's no opposition to try and trade.
Yeah, that was nicely done. Good start. The rest of TyLoo are swarming onto his bomb site. They know what's going on. DD's causing the damage. Nearly picks himself up a third there as well. But the advantage with TyLoo, this is huge. Somebody's coming up top. Only Offnu remains. He's got the AK, but he's got no utility to play with. He's against 3 members. B.O.O.T comes in with a CZ, ends it, domes them, and that's huge.
TyLoo back to business, 7-4. Only 2 weapons saved, and DD gets a 2K. Somebody the USP, no Kevlar, managed to find 2 scalps and does claim that 7th for TyLoo. You saw Yam there, ex-Renegades player, head in hands as he knows the frustration is mounting within the Tainted Minds camp.
7-4, and TyLoo are managing to grind out the rounds where they shouldn't even have a chance, and now Tainted Minds are the guys on the back foot, pistols in hands.
It's the 2nd time they've won a low buy, a force buy. 2 times Tainted Minds have lost a pistol. It seems like they show up better versus these rifles. That could be because they're playing too scared versus the pistols. If they maybe went for a rush towards a long, they would have dodged completely DD. If they went for a fast mid rush, they would have traded out that kill onto DD. Remember, that wasn't an instant headshot onto A.P.O.C. It was a spray down. That's a very, very tradable kill, but instead, Tainted Minds weren't grouped together, and they were exploited because of it. Towards B platform and towards drop, it's looking like Tainted Minds going for that B split.
That nade that got thrown up towards drop as they're now going to jump in was absolutely huge. They come in with a rush down, but Bondic's there to take all their damage, take all their kills. He's claiming a 1-by-1. B.O.O.T backing him up, and that is a flawless round. TyLoo looks so comfortable there. Only Captain Mo hit the deck.
Finally, we're seeing a round for TyLoo where they can establish some good money. 7,000 for Bondic off the back of those eco frags. But this is a round where they've claimed 2 together, and they've actually got money to work with. So even if they lose round number 13, they will be able to afford a buy with their money into round number 13. So, took the Chinese side a while, but eventually they will have an established economy. Is it too late? Already at round number 13? Then again, it seems like they do have a better chance with these pistols regardless.
Yam, once again, only a little bit, very little bit of utility. No armor running into this. This makes it a dangerous situation, especially as we've got the AK up on Bondic there. Chutch trying to sneak through up close and personal. He's got an idea of where B.O.T's going to be playing, but this time around he's not going to be towards stairs just yet.
B.O.T close towards broken wall. Chutch will find the first. Eventually gets shredded out by Bondic, but this time again, B.O.T and Captain Mo not playing together towards the B platform. Then again, usually it is quite a normal setup having one towards stairs, having one underneath balcony. One player holds for the jump out and one player holds for the box face. That's usually a default scene, so no issues arising just yet.
Really good positioning from DD. Offnu walks straight into it. Nearly gets it on the next one. Drops the incendiary down. That's going to force him to push forward. Yam goes down instantly. No armor there at all for him. Couldn't do anything with the AWP. Tried to do one shot. But Zuzi, he's coming up big. AK in hand. Found himself 2 kills. B.O.T's ready. Somebody's there. Got his AWP in hand as well. And they're literally just narrowly missing each other at this stage. Zuzi's on top of all of this. Comes in with a triple. Now it's a 2 versus 1 though. It's clutch mode moment here. Where does somebody go? He's looking out, trying to check if he can get a little sneak around here, because they're not looking towards his direction just yet. And this is really nice, because Zuzi's too far in. We've just seen the edge of Offnu there. Sorry, A.P.O.C even. Offnu's gone down already, but that's a nice start for somebody. Found the first one, and Sentry goes down. He surely knows where he is. He saw this once already. Comes in with a deagle shot, and that is how it's done. Somebody with the clutch. And that's going to be a very happy TyLoo.
What do you even say to that, James?
Well, the thing was,
they're so scared. Why are they playing so terrified? For Tainted Minds, this is the thing, right? Obviously, there's so much at stake. This is the first game of the day. This is the first game on LAN for them here in Seoul, in Korea, at the Minor, probably the biggest tournament of their lives. And it shows. Usually, you're playing more aggressive, you're finding information. These Tainted Mind players were petrified in that 1 versus 2. It's almost as if each player was scared to give away that first kill, if you see what I mean. Anyway, though, regardless, it's going to go to round number 14. Penultimate round of this first half. A weak buy coming up from Tainted Minds. The bomb was planted, which means the extra $800 invested into their bank balance. So they can afford utility and Kevlar. But then again, 9 for TyLoo already. They lose the pistol, and they still claim that aforementioned 9-6.
See, Yam's normally the man you see to be doing the serious damage here for Tainted Minds, but he's been a bit lackluster so far. And actually, Zuzi constantly putting up the work that previous round. He did so much damage now, but once again, Tainted Minds, they are back on the pistols. They've got a lot of utility to play with, but what can they really do against TyLoo, who seem to have found their stride now?
Playing the cubby corner. Let's see if it pays off, though, as the assault comes in towards the B. So they have Kevlar, but it doesn't really do much as they're melting to the TyLoo players as 5 players stay alive. Then again, it's going into the final round, so money doesn't really play a factor at all. If they wanted to, though, TyLoo could play a double-up setup. But then again, they don't really need to. This 4-rifle play for themselves has definitely been too hot to handle versus the Australians.
Yeah, Tainted Minds will come into this on the last round with a pretty decent buy here. No AWP, though, so they will have to just sacrifice that. Buy him with lots of utility, go for the AK push. And I'd like to see him just switch it up, go for the faster play, and just try and take the duels to TyLoo here.
We saw the rush towards A-Long on the pistol. We've seen plays towards the B site work for them where they have these rounds where they rely on skill, right? The pistol round is the 4K from Yam. These buy rounds is entries just like this. Headshots from Zuzi or from A.P.O.C towards B or towards A, but finally some advantages here for Tainted Minds into the early portion of the final round of the first half. 4 versus 5. Can they clutch this one out as Captain Mo falls early?
Yeah, Zuzi came up huge there. Got the early kill. Now giving Yam an AWP to work with as well. This is looking like a round that Tainted Minds can get a bit of redemption here. As Yam's still working his way down A long. He's looking for it. Both players here. It's going to be DD and BNZ making their mission on this. Oh, sorry, Bondic, not BNZ. Struggling with the distance here. But these guys are going to get the boost on. They're going to look forward to this and try and halt what Tainted Minds are trying to do. Yams is just looking for an opening. He's pushing forward solo with that AWP. He's got a teammate there to back him up, and Zuzi's been just incredible constantly throughout. But is it going to be enough?
DD finds one, eventually traded out by APOC. 4 versus 3 as the assault comes in towards the A site. Bondic will chime in and aid the side of TyLoo, but eventually gets traded out once more. B.O.O.T jumps out of balcony, flies in and gets a quick drive by double kill. Going to be leaving Yam now in a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, they literally racked up and lined up for him. B.O.T he loved the luck he ran into there, and now Yam is all alone. He does have the AWP in hand, but B.O.T he just sits there and crouches, doesn't even have to try and avoid the AWP shots. Yam has just not been the heavy hitter that Tainted Minds need him to be.
2 versus 3s. 4 versus 3s. Losing versus Ecos. You can see the frustration in the body language of some of those players from Tainted Minds. They know that this could have easily been a 8-7 for themselves, even a 9-6 in their half, because if they're not losing versus those 4 spies, they're playing versus Ecos in the following round. So you're thinking of what, an extra 2 rounds off the back of that, you're looking at 6-9. If they don't lose to the other Eco as well, 7-8. Suddenly, if they had more success in those rounds where they had advantages, this could have been an 8-7 in their favor.
Well, we will be going into the next half on 11-4 scoreline, but we know CT side here for Tainted Minds going on to Cobblestone. Maybe they'll get a bit of redemption here. We really do need to see Yam, though, step it up with that AWP and actually be able to fight off against Captain Mo.
So, how is Captain Mo going to play his T side? Is he going to play aggressive, or is he going to play passive? I say passive. More of the supportive style AWP, right? Holding the angle towards A long, holding towards, B long, and hoping that someone from the CT side peeks into his crosshair. Obviously, being the IGLN captain, he can dictate the pace of these T sides. He can walk up long, walk through middle, walk towards B, have his team follow him and try and dictate the pace, and obviously assign the tempo for his squad.
I've been really impressed with Zuzi, though. We saw, obviously, A.P.O.C was the man coming and getting the entries, but Zuzi, he was just dealing the damage constantly, giving them the fighting chance throughout these rounds.
Zuzi, A.P.O.C, all of these entries going in favor of the Australian sides, but towards the middle of the round, the only issue is everything seemed to fall apart. But I believe we are going to a quick break, and we'll see you shortly.
Well, we'll be going into the second half here, but look at the star players for each team. DD, 17 for 7, 110 ADR, an impressive first half performance. But Zuzi, we kept talking about it. He was the man coming up top, not usually the player you see coming up top for Tainted Minds, but he's done it so far here on Cobblestone. Yeah,
many impactful kills as well. Entries towards B, entries towards A as well. Finding space and openings for the side of Tainted Minds. The problem is they weren't able to capitalize off of the advantages that he was bringing to the side.
Going into this next half, Tainted Minds now will take the CT side. Are they down and out of it yet, though, or will they be able to make a comeback? That's going to be the key question.
It depends really, right? In terms of skill, usually on your CT side, you've got to hold your angle, hunker down towards your portion of the map, and obviously people say that CT sides can be more skill dependent. If you look at FaZe, they're probably one of the best CT side teams in the world, just based off the fact that you've got Nico, Olafmeister players that are such a high caliber of skill, so they can hold down their positions with ease. The question is for Tainted Minds, though, on a one-to-one level, are they individually more skilled, right? That is an argument to be had, and personally, even if it was 50-50, still going to be putting TyLoo in the lead to finish this one out, especially when they have the, 7-round advantage.
Well, TyLoo, they're looking to be the dominant force here. The people out there are predicting that they will take the top spot here. This is almost theirs to lose, but Tainted Minds, we said it, they're the kind of dark horses here from the Australian sides. This is their time to step up from the shadows, but this is the time they need to make the upset happen.
They do indeed. Going to the game very, very shortly, as I believe it's about to go underway. Round number 16, 4-11. TyLoo conceding the first pistol, but they won that second round forced by. Can they go 1-for-1 in pistols and make this a quick first map, or will Tainted Minds double down on the pistols, take both, and try and cut back into this one and show us some form and an upgraded level of performance into the second half.
Now, I like this from Chutch. He's actually gone for one flash and a CZ here. The rest of his team have got the USPs, while TyLoo will be rocking the armor and the Glocks with somebody there with a molly and a smoke.
Yeah, that smoke goes towards Connector. But let's see if he can land it. It's a pixel angle. It ricochets off of the castle, the cathedral walls, and lands indoor. But let's see, fast play towards A from TyLoo, mimicking exactly what we saw from Tainted Minds, and especially with those early kills as well.
DD starting off strong, BNTET finding one as well, and TyLoo are being so destructive as they come onto this A bomb site, and they're just challenging every step of the way. The bomb's going to go down. DD's picked up another frag there, and this is a really good play. Only 2 left for Tainted Minds. Make that one, as Apoc's the only one left alive, and yet they don't get a single kill, and that is devastating.
Pistols go 1 for 1. Unfortunately, though, this game isn't going to be the most competitive one. 12-4. We saw an amazing comeback from MVP yesterday, right? With Kings having an 11-5 advantage. I thought that could have been the fun and then the cough and the game was over. But instead, MVP, they won that second round force by. The problem is right now for for Tainted Minds, they have to win this second round. If they lose it, they're going to go 13-4 in deficit. And then they're going to be on eco. It's going to go 14-4, James. And with a 10-round advantage, TyLoo basically won by round from securing this first map victory. I'm pretty sure that the wind has definitely gone out of the Australian sails.
Yeah, not the start they were looking for, but they have brought up with a Deagle's CZ 1P250 in there as well. But TyLoo, you can see it, the confidence, they're pushing up here thick and fast. Offnu already been tagged down to 23 health, but Yam tries to hold strong with the Deagle, finds one instantly traded out. Captain Mo now with Bondic pulling forward on the assault. Apoc and Chutch, the only guys remain. Apoc! Oh, how did you not get that? That is just not acceptable at this stage. Chutch tries to fire back. We will only find one. Now, a lot of players there were heavily damaged from the TyLoo side. Only 3 were able to be taken down. It's not enough in the end of the day. 1 HP left on Bondic there towards the end. But TyLoo, they're now on their 13th round, and they're looking really strong, while Tainted Minds will just go for the full USPs.
As you said, they were low, James, but close. However, no cigar for the Australians. It's going to go 4-13. Going to be the eco now as well. They're going to buy grenades. HE grenades are probably lob, as we say in England, towards B platform and get some artillery splash damage towards B platform. Let's see if it actually does pay off.
See here, TyLoo looking to push very fast into this B bomb site. They're just so confident here. Mac 10 coming in from DD. Bondic there with his UMP. The SMG's reigning supreme. 5 alive once again for TyLoo. And we're at 14-4. Tainted Minds, they've got to make this work.
10-round advantage for TyLoo. 2 rounds away from closing this one out, reaching 16. But let's see, this is the buy round for Tainted Minds. Obviously, 4 rifles, AWP for Yam. This time he has Kevlar, which means is he going to try and set the pace early on into the second half, try play aggressive, play aggro, get this first kill, give an advantage to his side. The problem was, we saw entries from Apoc and from Zusi. They had man advantages, but they were never able to pull the advantage across the finish line and get a round win. It's always if the mid-round things just fell apart.
And again, TyLoo, they don't seem to be slowing down. They're like, okay, let's get this game over with. They're rushing straight into this A bomb site. The molly's gone down. Offnu's there, trying to come back. Does find the first frag. Zuzi there stepping up once again, but he can only find one. And now it's going to be up to see what Tainted Minds can do to try and retake the site here. Chutch has an idea of exactly where DD is. The molly's going to go up. It's going to instantly push him back. And TyLoo once again regain this control, but they haven't managed to get the bomb down just yet.
From a 5 versus 3, suddenly we're seeing a 3 versus 3. The A site notoriously so difficult to retake, especially if Bondic finds his kill towards mid doors.
Oh, nicely done by Bondic, does exactly that. Yam's there trying to give himself an edge, but he can't find it. Captain Mo's instantly taking him down. Chutch now in the 1 versus 2.
Do you see how different they play that 1 versus 2, right? There is a massive stark contrast in terms of confidence. Obviously the scoreline shows it, right? 15-4, right? But in terms of what we saw in that 2 versus 1 early on into the first half from Tainted Minds, where they were playing split, both players were scared to peek because they didn't want to be that guy that gave away the first kill. And TyLoo are the complete opposite. They're just peeking, they're basically putting their foot down and shoving Tainted Minds against the ropes.
Well, Yam seems to think he's going to be able to do it with a scout. We've got a FAMAS. We've got SMGs in play. They've gone for the biggest buy that Tainted Minds can put together here. And actually, the utility side of things is what might save them. Not sure if they've got enough flashes going into this, though, as TyLoo have decided to slow it down for the last round. They're looking to end this right here and now.
Flashes are one thing, James, but kits are as well. There's no kits right now for the CT side, so if this B push is successful from TyLoo, even if a retake was on the cards, there's no kits to try and get that defuse in.
And here's the pushes coming in, and once again, TyLoo, so strong, so confident. BNTET's picked up the first one. Yam's trying to reply, but TyLoo have already dominated this bomb site. Somebody's coming out big. Zuzi's fighting for his life, but Bondix there able to reply. Captain Mo finally gets it in with that no-scope. 16-4, the dominance with Bondic and DD coming up with a huge scoreline there towards the end.
Yeah, little to no resistance shown by the Australian side as they fall short. 16-4, very convincing win there for the Chinese side as they claim their first victory at the Asian Minor. And you can see why these guys are hot favourites to make it out to the major qualifier.
Yeah, they're looking very happy with that. They came, they saw, they conquered, and
Concord.
We're going flying.
Well, you say that.
Tainted Minds have
been around for
actually
a few
just
years.
fallen there for a big, big